we're ready to go, Vince.
And here we go.
Go, do it.
You want me to go?
You're more horrifying than I am. However, with my new Halloween hat on, I'm pretty scary.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. I'm frightened. Okay, so we're back once more for Halloween Horror Month 2015.
Did you say it was Horror Month 2015?
I did say it's Horror Month 2015.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, go ahead.
And we're finishing up the Halloween box set that we started last year. We actually got requests, lots and lots of requests to finish the box set. So that's what we're doing from Scream Factory and Anchor Bay.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, go ahead. BAM!
Let the stage entertainment begin.
You know, before we start the review, Vince, let me talk about the stupid cover again. It's probably worse than the last cover we looked at.
I mean, the other one was plain. This is even worse.
My God, it's full of stars.
All right, let's take a look at this. First of all, Jamie Lee Curtis is in this movie for about 20 seconds. Her face is like the biggest face on the stupid knife. And then we have Tara Banks, who's in the movie for all of maybe 15 minutes. And then we actually have somewhat of the star, Busta Rhymes. And then we have the other guy, which I don't know his name, and the actual star all the way up in the butt-ass crack of the knife.
Well, she's actually in the Josh Hartnett position.
Evil finds a way home. It's just horrible.
Like they had no thought into it. They had no originality into it at all.
Yeah, they probably spent about 5 minutes photoshopping this together and like, well, we're done.
Oh, put a little blood on the knife at the bottom, too, you know.
Now, if you watch the last disc, they actually start talking down about this film. They said, well, we had such a great movie in H2O, but then we ended up making this next film, and we just don't know what happened. It just kind of went blah. I mean, they were even admitting to themselves they didn't like this film, which I found really strange.
But there's always someone that either has no idea it was even made, or they know it was made and they've seen it, and they usually say, wasn't that the one with Busta Rhymes?
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, go ahead.
And usually when they say that, they also go, oh yeah, I hated that one. Out of these 8 films, this is the one that they hate the most.
And to tell you the truth, I think this is the hidden gem of the Halloween film. I really liked this film going back and watching it. But at the time it came out, all this stupid reality TV was being shoved down your throat. And people were so sick of seeing reality TV. You couldn't turn a channel on without seeing some reality TV. And then you go to the movies, and what do you see in the movies? Reality TV. And I don't know, I think that's what turned a lot of people off at the time this movie was made.
These same people, even today, you know, they're like, oh, that movie was crap.
Well, these people need to go back and rewatch it, because they're remembering the bad taste it left in their mouth because of reality TV.
And actually, I'm really surprised you said that, because before we did a review of it, and you were like, oh, I couldn't stand that movie.
It's grown on me. I mean, I kind of like what they did with this. The only thing I don't like about this movie is the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes of the film with Jamie Lee Curtis, because it has absolutely nothing to do with the rest of the film. I mean, you know, while I was watching this, I was thinking, well, you know what would have been really cool is if Jamie Lee Curtis was sitting home watching the reality TV show like everybody else did, and then got up and, you know, realized Michael was attacking these people, go to the house and try to save them, and then she'd be at the end of the film trying to... Much cooler than what they just threw in here, the crap that was thrown in this film.
And you know what? I like that. I like that idea. But I also have to say, I liked this movie. I went and saw this movie in the theaters, and I liked it. I liked it from the time I saw it because of the reality TV part. Now, even though as much as I did like this movie, I didn't find it all that spectacular. But I liked what they were doing with it because it was something new, it was something inventive, and it was something fresh. And I liked how they did it.
The other thing about this movie is I think it's one of the better Michael Myers masks in any of the Halloween films. It actually looks a lot like the first and second film in the series. And I think the guy that played Michael in this movie was one of the best Michael Myers there was.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think he did a great job. And yeah, the mask actually does look decent in this movie. It actually looks like the William Shatner mask.
It's a great mask in this film. All right, so let's get into the extras here. First, we have commentary by director Rick Rosenthal.
Again, here's the second flashback to make sure the audience is tracking why Michael Myers is still alive and why, in fact, she begins to wonder, is this really Michael Myers? She doesn't want to repeat the same mistake, and so she just has to make sure. She says right here.
Just have to be sure.
The commentary was terrible. I mean, there was a scene in the beginning of the film where Jamie Lee Curtis kisses Michael Myers just before he stabs her. But then the director's like, yeah, we weren't going to put that in there. A lot of people think it was hokey to put the kiss in there. But I wanted to win the award for Best Kiss on the MTV Movie Awards.
Controversy is whether or not Jamie Lee should kiss Michael Myers before she falls to her death. And we convinced everybody she should, because we said if we kept it in, we ought to be able to win the MTV Kiss of the Year award.
And that was the only reason he left the kiss in there. I was like, okay, really? And there's a little bit here and there where he's talking about the film, but a lot of it is he's basically telling you what's on the screen. And I hate that. I hate when directors can't talk about the work and they just have to narrate what's on the screen to you.
He has this way of talking about him that it's like this. It's like, okay, she's coming into the room now, and she pans around to see Michael in the doorway. And Michael's in the doorway and grabs her by the head. There's like pauses in there. You sit there going, oh, okay. He grabbed her by the head. Okay. What's next?
But then he's also like, well, I haven't directed a horror movie in 20 years, so it was alright to come back to the genre, I guess. I mean, it's like, really? They asked me to do a Halloween sequel, I'd be all up in their butt.
I will say this. He did actually do a fairly decent job of directing it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I thought the directing was actually pretty decent. And original because, you know, as he pointed out 700 times during the commentary, that a lot of the footage from the movie was taken from these guys' original head cameras. To actually get the perspective of the actors when they're walking was kind of cool. You know, I hate to say this, but it's kind of a movie ahead of its time.
Exactly. It really was. So now we get into the other extras. We have the alternate endings where you could watch the alternate endings or you could watch them with the director's commentary where it was just him and only him.
Yeah, and you know, I didn't like the ending of the film. I'll say that to you. I think it was kind of goofy, but all the alternate endings were just as bad. So out of all the endings, I guess they chose the best one.
I don't know. I kind of like the one with where they actually showed Brad Lorry, who plays Michael Myers in this movie. They show him for a brief second in one of the alternate endings. That one was okay, but the rest of them were just ugh.
I was about to say that was probably one of the better of the alternate endings.
Oh, but I will say this about the original the ending that's on there now. The thing that bothers me about it, it's not exactly how it ended. It's that they set him on fire again. You know, they did that in Halloween 2. I mean, Rick Rosenthal can't figure out any other way to kill Michael but by fire.
He's like, I got this great original idea, guys. Fire. And they're like, wow, best idea ever.
Yeah. Didn't we do that? Shh. Just shut up.
Fire.
He's like, don't worry about it. Fire. Just fire.
Fire. Just think fire.
All right, what's next, Vince?
Okay, then we have the deleted scenes, which also are with or without commentary by Rick Rosenthal.
A lot of them are actually pretty decent. And one thing, there's a lot of Busta Rhymes in here that were kind of deleted. And I got to tell you, Vince, I really liked Busta Rhymes in this movie. I thought he was really hilarious, and actually, I thought he was a great actor.
I liked him as much in this as I liked LL Cool J and H2O.
Yeah, and I guess because they had a rapper singer in that one, they had to get a rapper singer in this one. But it actually worked. I mean, when you hear Busta Rhymes is in a Halloween movie, you're like, really? But he's great in the film. He's really funny, and he's just great.
Watch this bag. Oh,
Now, another great thing about him being in the movie is that that's the one guy they remember. Everyone remembers Busta Rhymes from this film. They don't remember the movie, but they remember Busta Rhymes.
Deleted scenes, I guess, like you said, there was a lot of them. They were okay. Nothing great here. Nothing very memorable, I don't think. All right, so next we have what's probably not just the coolest extra on this disc, but just one of the coolest extras ever.
Yeah, this was pretty freaking cool. And what it is the featurette of the head cams. And basically what you're watching is 40 minutes of all the footage that they took of just the head cams. That's it. There's no actual movie footage in it.
Because when they created the house, they actually put up surveillance videos, like cameras in the corners, and it was recording everything just like the movie was. So we're cutting between that and the actual head cams. But yeah, just a spectacular extra. Incredible.
Yeah, it's great.
So next is storyboard analysts.
It's storyboard analysis.
What did I say?
Analysts.
Oh, that's what I said. Next is storyboard analysts.
Storyboard analysis.
Oh, if you say so.
This is where they take 3 scenes out of the movie and put them next to the storyboard so you can watch the movie and the storyboard.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, go ahead.
Next, we have an on-set tour by the production designer Troy Hansen. This was an actually really good extra feature as well, because I was actually blown away that they built the entire house, the actual Myers house from the original Halloween.
I mean, it was cool because, you know, he actually was like going through the sewer system, going through all the areas of the whole film, basically showing them to you. And it was kind of cool to see, like, the outside version of it walking into the house. So, yeah, really, really great extra.
So next we have a set interview with Jamie Lee Curtis.
And this is exactly what it is. Her sitting there talking about, you know, her role in Halloween. And
they have a few other people thrown in there, too, where they're talking about the movie, too. So it's not exactly all Jamie Lee Curtis.
So next we have vintage interviews and behind-the-scenes footage.
Now this one I actually liked a little bit more. The interviews are interesting, but what was more entertaining, actually, was the behind-the-scenes footage.
And it's almost the same type of extra, where they have all the actors, you know, talking, and then they show sort of like somebody just filming the actors behind the scenes, and it's really cool to watch. So finally we have theatrical trailers and home video TV spots, which again are exactly what they sound.
Then they have, of course, the gallery, where you can see all the promos and posters, snapshots and things.
Besides the stupid cover, I actually really enjoyed going back and watching this one. So in all, I would actually give the movie itself a 4 out of 5. But so far, this is a great collection of extras. And for me, extras get 5 out of 5.
My overall review of this disc is going to surprise you a little bit. As far as the movie goes, I agree. As far as all the extras go, as much as I do like them and I think they're great, I hate to disappoint everybody, but there's absolutely nothing new on this disc. Every extra that's on this disc came from the DVD that was out years ago. They are great extras. I agree with David about that. They are, especially the head cam thing. But there's nothing new on there, so I would actually have to give it...
Yeah, it's great. I mean, if you haven't seen this in a long time, absolutely give it another chance.
So please subscribe to us. Come back all the rest of this month. We'll still be here finishing up this box set.